9th, I believe. I'd have to check my watch. Gonna do a quick live. Quick live. I had some thoughts. Yeah, almost 30 minutes since I've been in the gym. Just got done shooting around. As you can see, the little hoop in the background, 7 for 10 today. Remember to keep track of those KPIs, even when we just playing out here. You know what I'm saying? But one of these thoughts that popped into my head while I was working out was the concept of knowing when to move, knowing when to pivot, knowing when to adjust and do better, because a lot of the times, especially for myself, whenever I've delved into a project, and for example, one in particular that I'm going to go into is making sure that you subscribe to my channel, MAJSAYY, where every day I share with y'all how I'm becoming a better version every single day and stepping into that power. Also, same thing on the Instagram. I know I haven't been live in a second, but I've been making major changes, and that's what I'm going to share with you today, right? So, one thing that I've been thinking about is the concept of building a tower or building anything, right? I'm listening to this book by J.D. Rockefeller. It's 38 letters. Um, I believe it's dedicated to his son. And in this book, there's a portion where Rockefeller mentions that there's multiple different ways to go about a project. One, you can look at it in the sense of, if we're going at a building a castle, for example, there's one individual that's going to say, "Oh, I'm working. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm here to do is work." The other individual is saying that he's providing for his family. He has to pay the bills. He has to put a roof over the head. Those type of things. The next person says that they're building a work of art. They're building the best castle that they can. Out of all three of those individuals, that last person is going to be that person that's going to stick around the longest. Why do I say this? Why is this important, right? So, when we are building our life, when we're building the vision that we aspire to come to fruition, sometimes we actually all the time we're coming across obstacles, especially if you're dreaming big, huge things that you can't even fathom going to be a easy route, right? So whenever we come across these obstacles, sometimes we have to pivot and readjust and think about other people that we connect with, think about a different approach, think about a different type of way of mentally going about the situation, right? And myself in particular, I'm going to use this comparison of when I was in college. And when I was in college, when I first started out, I was looking to just go to college. That's all I wanted to do. I was just trying to get my foot in the door. And I got my foot in the door. I got financial aid, and that was the only way I was, able to pay for college. So when I got this financial aid, I was like, okay, great. What am I going to do now? Oh, I guess I'll choose a field of study. I was undeclared, didn't choose anything. I thought I was going to be a dentist just because I had a nice smile. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I chose a college that was at CSU, mainly because my brother went there, and it was familiar. It was something that was familiar for me. And now that I'm looking back at it, that was something that I shot myself in the foot with. The reason why I'll go over later. So I'm going throughout my college career, 1 year in, and I end up getting an academic letter of being on probation, essentially. My GPA was at like 1.4 at that time. And I was like, whoa, why is it so low? And I didn't know what the hell to do. Definitely needed to stop going to the gym. So I stopped going to the gym as much as I planned. I was going to the gym 6 days out of the week, only taking 1 day off, and I was lifting the whole time. That freshman 15 was real. It was only muscle, though, a little bit of pudge. And, when I got that letter, I realized that I had to pivot and do something different. So I did. I chose a degree. I chose to study a field of doing sports medicine. Sports medicine was doing okay. I did it mainly because it was something familiar. My brother was getting into sports medicine, and I love sports. I love training. I love being in that atmosphere. So why not? So I did that, right? 2 3 years later, no, 2.5 years later, I take chemistry. Bombed, bombed it. I even got to the point where I was looking at other people's tests near me. I cheated, and didn't get me anywhere. It got me nowhere except for the fact that I knew different ways to cheat in an exam. and I knew that chemistry was one of those things that I could either make or break me. So what did I do? I looked at different degrees. I pivoted. I used something else, and that was the strategy of going into a business class. I went to some of my advisors, and they had told me that I can take business with some of the prerequisites that I've already taken, and it wouldn't take me that long in order to graduate. So I did. I took some business classes, and in that process of adjusting and pivoting, I discovered that business was a route that I didn't even know I was interested in. All this time, I've been doing things that were comfortable, and within that sphere of familiarity, that when I went outside of that comfort zone, or when I kept hitting a wall, I pivoted, went into something that I was doubtful in, and it ended up being something that really meshed with my personality, really meshed with my desires and my passions. At the end of the day, because look, I'm here in business now. I have a couple of my own businesses that I'm running, and it's been amazing. So, why do I say that? There's so many different analogies like this one, where I come across one thing and then I'm like, shoot, I have to restart. I have to restart. I say this to say, don't be afraid to restart. And I'm going to watch this over again to myself. You don't be afraid to restart. It may seem like you're wasting time or you've wasted time, but you're coming at it again with a whole new level of knowledge. You're coming at it again with a whole new level of tenacity, a whole new level of passion. When we restart a project, re-aim and shoot. Just keep doing this over and over and over again, and you will stumble upon somewhere, someplace, someone that will guide you to where you are meant to be. So if you are in your part of your journey where you're like, hey man, this isn't working, I've been doing this for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, don't be afraid to restart. I know life is short, but it's also life is so short to the point where you could be doing the same thing over and over again, that you're not happy, and you end up passing on doing that thing that you were doubtful with, or you were not being successful with. And this is why it's important to not be afraid to restart. There's beauty in doing things that are new. And I found this out after I actually graduated from college, because I was doing the same thing, right? Trying to figure out what I wanted to do once I got done. I did not want to work. I still don't want to work. I still do not work for anybody else except for myself, my customers, and those that I'm serving on a day-to-day basis. Eventually, I'll be able to get some employees that are going to be working with me. I don't like saying the concept of working for me. I believe everything is a partnership in that right. So I digress. Main point in this live is, don't be afraid to restart, man. It's going to be something that's beautiful. It's a beautiful process to experience, and it's revealing. You're going to discover so much things about yourself that you never knew were possible, or maybe you did know that was possible, but you didn't know that you would be able to have the courage to continuously take action on it. And that's the thing, right? There's three things with this: continuously take action, aka persevere, have faith, and just have that awareness of knowing when to pivot. Those three things, if you can do those, you'll be solid. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe my content, MAJSOYY, where every day I'm stepping into a better version of myself. I'm going to continue my workout. Peace.